live stream too.
So are you ready, Dario, for the fanfiction?
Sure. I'll get the honeys.
There they were, in the ring of Mr. Gonzalez fighting arena that lie in the city hundreds of feet in the air.
Do we have a
It was more like a stage to the two. They were facing off against 3 Kamek, Mario and Koops. We're told for this match that they were not to attack for the first 3 rounds. For the first 2, Mario defended, while Koops was told to appeal to the crowd. Mario huddled in his fetal position as multicolored polygons rained upon them. Mario would glance back at Koops as he appealed to the crowd.
Is it also a mushroom or something?
He looked so happy.
Get a mushroom. Buy a mushroom.
That smile that spread wide across his face to pinch his cheeks into the most adorable dimples. His wave to the audience was energetic and peppy despite the damage he had taken. Mario found himself staring at the reserved Koopa more and more. Then a dangerous thought crept its way into his head. Oh, Koops! Koops panted and heaved with exhaustion. Mario remembers when he first met Koops. He was so adamant on joining Mario on his adventure. The loss of his father had pushed him to his limits.
What?
He wanted to avenge his father. What?
What do you mean his father?
Eh, don't you remember Paper Mario 2? His father...
I thought we were talking about the Koops from here. From this game.
No, that's Cooper! This is Koops.
Okay.
Last pipe.
Okay,
Last pipe.
now think about Paper Mario 2 now. He wanted to avenge his father and become the Koopa that he would be proud of in one fell swoop by defeating Hooktail in the Castle of Bones.
Now go one left.
Alone, he would have surely
One left.
met the same fate as his father. But accompanied by Mario, Koops stood a chance against his foe. Before departing out on this great adventure, Koops' physical physique was laughable at best. But after slaying the dragon, Koops had lost some of his cowardice and gained some more muscle mass. He would be out for the count a month ago, but now he was huffing and puffing, still ready to shoot the audience an award-winning smile at a moment's notice.
Cookies on top.
Sweat etched at the top of his forehead as he leaned on his bent knees for support. By the 4th turn, Koops was already in danger. Mario tried valiantly to shake the thoughts from his head while defending the cute Koopa. An attack flew past Mario's head and hit Koops. Koops falls to one knee before falling flat on the stage.
Get the spawn of the item.
Mario felt a pang of grief as he looked upon his fallen friend. When Mario looked back, he saw that one of the Kameks had disappeared. Well, Mario thought, one less to deal with. His logic soon blew up in his face as a 3rd attack came after the first 2. His head spun for a second before falling to the ground. Darkness enveloped his vision. Mario woke from his unconsciousness,
Now do we set the cookies?
snugly tucked into the bed in the locker room. His head hurt. The steady sound of rainfall rang softly in his ears. His whole body then began sending his acting brain signals of soreness and pain. He let out a groan as he turned his head. He saw a light blue hoodie hung on one end of the bed. As Mario got out of the bed, he noticed that the rainfall he had been hearing was actually a running shower. He got up and saw Koops showering in the middle of the locker room. His back was turned to Mario as he scrubbed his shell. Mario could only stand in awe as he observed the Koopa surround curves. Mario couldn't help himself as he let out a low moan. Oh, Koops!
Do the same again, Dario.
Koops turned his head and looked back at Mario with that same innocent gleam. He held out the yellow sponge that he was scrubbing with and said, "Hey Mario, could you maybe help me out a bit with the hard-to-reach places?"
Let's hope now it
Mario quickly nodded his head as he took a step forward. He took the sponge in his hand with a trembling nervousness. Koops, holding his hands behind his back, turned away from Mario. Mario froze in place at the intimacy of his position. He He started with the shell, running the sponge up and down his hard dome. He made sure to press the sponge deep into the edges of his shell to get deep in there. Suds covers his shell after Mario got done washing it. He wanted to wash the suds off, but the water was hitting Koops' head and running down his soft body. Mario softly grabbed Koops by the waist and pushed him further until his shell was under the stream. Koops have a quiet moan at the gesture, as the suds washed effortlessly off the shell, like leaves and off the waterfall.
Where's those unlucky with drops?
Koops bent over, exposing the hole at the bottom of his shell, from which his legs came. Can you get my legs too? I can never reach them myself. So wait, he's showering with his shell on, I guess. Mario's eyes lay fixed on the dark hole in his shell. His legs were exposed all the way up until the top of his short yellow tail. Mario held the sponge just above his tail. He squeezed the sponge.
Got it.
Soapy water rushing around and down his flexed hand. The water fell from his hand down to Koops' tail.
We can do 4 items.
The soapy waterfall flowed down his finely toned bottom and onto the floor. Koops gasped as the sponge made contact with his back end. Mario ran the sponge all the way down his leg, all the way to his thick foot. He scrubbed every part of Koops' foot. What? What the fuck? When Mario tried to get the underside, he received a tap on his shoulder. Mario looked up to Koops as Koops looked down at Mario. Koops lowered himself down to the ground until he was sitting on the floor. He held out his foot for Mario to wash as he laid on his back. Mario took Koops' foot in his hand and finished washing the appendage. Then Mario started with the other leg. He started by washing the bottom of the foot. A small giggle escaped Koops as Mario scrubbed away at his bare foot. His giggle soon turned to gasps as Mario moved further up his leg. As Mario moved between Koops' legs, he spread them farther and farther apart.
The left bush.
What is this? Jesus. Mario! He could hear. It came like a careless whisper. Wake up! Oh, Mario jumped out of bed. Once the heart rate slowed down, he saw that it was his newborn companion Snurgles. The little red Yoshi looked at Mario impatiently. Thank God, I thought you were dead. Snurgles got up from his seat on the bedside and walked to the door. I gotta take a piss. Oh, great. With that, Snurgles left the room. He had left his phone on the bed as a new message came in. Curiosity got the better of Mario as he picked up the phone. When the hell did he get a phone? He was born just today! Mario thought as he scrolled through a message. He stopped when he saw a pair of large breasts in the chat.
Koopa leaf and mushroom.
A pair of large breasts, Dario.
Wow. Great.
When he scrolled up a little further, he saw an image of the little red Yoshi's erect penis. A hint of Snurgles... What the? A hint of Snurgles' lascivious smirk? Smirk? I have no idea what this means. Could be seen in the corner of the image. What the hell? Mario thought. He's only been alive for 10 minutes!
I have food.
Mario put down the phone and sighed in a hybrid of disappointment and amazement. Mario decided to roll over onto his other side. So I guess that dream where he helps Koops shower, well, was just a dream.
Great.
He was greeted by the sleeping face of Koops. His eyes were closed in blissful slumber. He may not have been smiling, but Koops was just as cute as Mario had remembered. His calm demeanor was so attractive to Mario. He could feel Koops' soft breath against his face. Mario was under the same blanket that Koops was under. Haha, great. Oh. Mario found his hands creeping under the sheets towards Koops' resting body. Mario's hands made contact with Koops' arm. It lay draped over the chest of his shell. He ran his hand up and down the length of Koops' arm. Mario could feel the newly developed muscles that lie dormant on his yellow skin. When Mario combed his fingers through Koops, he felt a faint squeeze. Mario's heart warmed at the subconscious gesture. Mario stared deep into Koops' eyes as they opened. Koops' eyes fluttered open slowly before they saw Mario so close to his face. A faint blush glowed on Koops' cheeks. Mario, what are you doing? Mario only took Koops' cheek in his hand, causing it to glow ever redder. It brought his face closer to his. Mario could feel Koops' hot breath go faster and heavier. Then their lips locked with a soft moan from both of them. The kiss was big as they both seemed out of breath after. Both panted as they just stared at each other with eyes as wide as saucers. Mario broke the silence.
And we forgot the last one, the crystal place.
Oops. They grabbed each other passionately as they dug into each other again. The kiss was broken up into quick packs as they took breaths in between.
So what
Koops
does
kept his... What?
A cherry cherry, but we forgot it in the crystal place. Remember the place with the albinos? There's an invisible block.
Koops kept his hands close to himself, not knowing what to do with them. Mario, still giving Koops' mouth the love it deserved, took Koops' hand in his and guided them to his hips. Mario gave a light moan into Koops' mouth as he felt the hand on his hip move to squeeze his ass.
I use my burst.
Ass.
Burst.
A sudden surge of confidence coursed through the now lustful Kooper. He massaged the thick handful of flesh in his hand as Mario slipped his hands under the blue sweater Koops wore. Mario felt up the shy Kooper's hardened shell chest, feeling its tile patterns and growths as his wrists pulled the fabric up at Koops' neck. Koops let go of Mario's soft ass as he let the sweatshirt come off his shell. Now all that covered Koops was his blue jeans. Mario and Koops paused their passionate kissing to look into each other's eyes. They both let their eyes fall to their waists. It was visible to both that something in their pants was trying desperately to get out. Mario was the first to make a move. He ran his hand over to Koopa's bulging protrusion. Protrusion, hard word. Koops gave a low moan as Mario's hand continued to massage the growing hill of his pants. Once the mass in Koops' pants reached its maximum length within its confines, he began absent-mindedly thrusting his hips into Mario's grip. When Mario let go of the caged erection, Koops gave out a hard sigh. Mario began work on getting Koops' pants off as they both went back to locking lips. The kiss went on as Mario unbuttoned and unzipped away. Koops started working on Mario's clothes as he felt his pants being pulled down. He started by unbuttoning his overalls, letting the straps fall and drape themselves over Mario's quickly rising and falling chest. But just before Koops could get his hands under Mario's shirt, he felt a hand take hold of his member. He looked down and saw his stiff erection in Mario's bare hands. Mario ran his grip down Koops' shaft, down to the base where a pair of hefty balls hung. Koops moaned into Mario's ear as Koops went back to work on removing Mario's clothes. Mario could feel Koops' hands slip their way under his overalls. He tried in vain to ignore the electrifying touch of Koops' soft hands while he slowly rubbed Koops up and down his erect cock. He could feel Koops' breaths, hot and heavy on his neck, as he felt his overalls being pushed down his legs. Mario's erection sprung free from his overalls, bumping against Koops' stimulated dick. I need to drink something. Mario was done with foreplay. Rolling onto his back, Mario released the member in his grasp and gripped Koops by the Koops by the hips, sitting Koops on Mario's lap. Mario's painfully stiff rod. Haha, get it, rod, as in Star Rod. Get it, Dario? was sandwiched between his stomach and Koops' soft ass. Koops could feel Mario's pulsing member under his bottom. Mario began grinding in between Koops' beautiful round cheeks, grabbing the luscious orbs of flesh and crushing his dick with them. Koops gasped at the sudden act of dominance. The way Mario handled Koops made Koops feel so hot, he felt like he could melt at any moment. Then, while Mario hot-dogged Koops with his Italian sausage, his hard erection caught on Koops' puckered hole. Koops' breath caught in his lungs at the sudden stop of Mario's lustful aggression. Mario could feel Koops tightening up despite there being any intrusion. He gave his hips an experimental thrust upwards against Koops' delectable ass. Koops could feel the head. Koops could feel the head break through.
Oh, look.
Oh wait, now you get 4. They both gave a gasp of surprise. Then the head came back out of the pop, but as Mario let his hips fall, Koops followed him down as he graded his hips with Mario's pulsating cock firmly grabbed in his cheeks. Mario took this moment of rest to look up at Koops on top of him. His face was still cute, but now that he let his head roll back, eyes shut as he moaned loudly out of the beak that fell to his chest, he seemed so much more sexy. Without any work of Mario, Koops positioned his rear end over Mario's upright dick, and in one fell swoop plopped his thick ass onto Mario's throbbing cock! Wait. The moan that came from both of them was like a duet. Koops could feel the grip on his hips tighten as Mario attempted to get himself even deeper into Koops. Mario would pull back an inch, then push forward too. He stopped the repetitive motion once he could. What? Did you just coom, PM? What the hell?
I came back from the toilet.
Yeah, you came, alright.
At the same time, I was brushing my teeth.
You were brushing your dick. He stopped the repetitive motion once he could feel Koops' tight anus gripping the base of his cock. They both looked down at their groins with panting breaths and saw the works of their passion. While Koops' ass had completely engulfed Mario's dick, Koops' member seemed to be about to burst. His throbbing cock would blob up with the rhythm of his racing heartbeat. His balls laid loose and heavy on Mario's stomach. Mario could feel the heat of Koops' cum-filled balls on his abdomen. He wanted to bath in the thick sea that lay within. This is great. This is great writing, actually. Oh my god.
Why are you reading porn?
Why not?
Why didn't I check the chat?
It's a fact.
I checked it. Someone post something?
Nobody posted anything, otherwise we would have heard it.
Don't punch the enemies, ignore them.
Koops' legs flexed as he lifted himself up Mario's hot cock up to the tip. He slammed his hips down on Mario with a loud flashy slap. With Mario's warm meat still inside of him, Koops moved his arms, which had been supporting him from behind, to Mario's shoulders for new support.
Why bow? They don't do damage.
Koops looked down at Mario with a convincing smirk. This feeling of, oh my god, this guy wrote this fanfiction on a mobile phone. You can tell this.
I thought it was well written.
What? Yeah, but yeah, it is well written in Itza, but there's some spelling mistakes. Like instead of convincing dick, it's smirk. It says conniving smirk. And look at this. This feeling of dominance over Mario. It's supposed to say dominance, but it's auto-corrected to Dominic. Like the name Dominic, remember?
All the way down. Looks up away.
This feeling of dominance over Mario felt intoxicating to Koops. Watching Mario squirm under him with every convulsion of his inner walls only further fueled his confidence. Koops had decided then and there that How would succumb to all of his deepest urges. Koops quickly raised his ass up Mario's cock and just as quickly back down. He repeated the motion again and again. Koops looked down at Mario to see his head on its side. He could see Mario's chest rising and falling with power. This only motivated Koops to go even faster. He increased the rate at which he rose and fell down and up Mario's stiff meat. Mario could only give a loud groan of overwhelming pleasure as Koops' fast ass bounced off of Mario.
Bomb the thing.
Koops could feel his legs and abdominal muscles begin to burn with fatigue as he continued his ass assault on Mario's thick cock. Ass assault. Great. Then they felt it.
Just ignore the end.
They both felt something that had begun to build up in them from the moment they kissed each other on the verge of explosion. Mario felt it come closer every time Koops landed down on his dick with his ever so tight ass. I love to see clubbers.
Yeah, but we don't have time to waste on this.
Also, look at the reflection, it's so beautiful.
Wow.
Actually, I don't do more damage, it just hits everything.
Koops felt it approach every time Mario's stiff, flashy cock mashed against that sweet spot inside his ass. Koops had lost all control at that point. Everything below Koops' abdominal burned as they animalistically worked together to smash his reddening ass down on Mario's hard cock. Mario's moans grew to unprecedented levels as his body too followed instincts as old as time. He thrusted up into Koops' fat ass as Koops violently brung his hips down to meet Mario's. This intense back and forth only lasted for a couple of seconds in real time, but went on for an eternity in their heads. Koops could no longer feel anything below his chest. Wow, great.
Well, now what?
They seemed to be doing exactly what he wanted them to do. He could feel his inside warm enough though. He was almost afraid Mario's already hot cock was going to burn up in there.
Maybe to go to wait.
Mario could feel the heat of Koops inert as well. The warmth was so intense that it was the thing that would push him over the edge.
This is a new path.
And it did.
Go down. We go up again.
Mario's hands, hips, and Koops' hips all worked in powerful unison to bury Mario's cock into Koops'
I
ass.
have no idea if it's there or not.
Did you check
There
this
Mario
before?
unloaded his thick torrent
Just keep going.
of cum into Koops' tight ass.
Keep going.
Torrent of cum, get it?
Now you SWAT. You SWAT.
Mario had thrusted himself right against
Use
Koops'
what?
sweet. Here again, it says sweet stop, but it's supposed to say spot, not stop. Koops' sweet spot and was now bathing it in his steamy seed. This threw Koops over the edge. His inner walls clenched tighter than they had ever before around Mario's erupting cock as Koops shot out thick ropes of cum onto Mario's red shirt. They both stopped all movements as they unloaded onto and into each other. Their grunts and moans came in quick repetitive efforts in rhythm to their ejaculations. Once both had expanded their supply of semen, Koops fell lazily onto Mario's chest, smothering Koops' semen on both of them. They both lie under the covers of the locker room bed in each other's embrace. Mario's hands wandered down to Koops' roughly tenderized ass.
Go back
Gave the
again.
meaty pair of cheeks playfully squeezes.
It says,
Koops cooed lovingly into Mario's ear as they both slowly drifted to sleep. Mario replied with one thing that was on his mind. Oh, Koops! And that's the end.
Wow. Best story.
Wait, go outside. Maybe it's outside.
Let's read the comments. The first comment that I read. What the fuck? Yeah.
Wait, Dario, let me quick check something.
Another one said fucking great.
Don't go back, Dario, wait. Albino, Dinos, Germany. Maybe I just lied.
Let's see what other fanfiction has this guy written.
Don't move right now. Let me quick check it.
Okay.
So he wrote 2 fanfictions about Grand Theft Auto 5,
Right.
2 about Halo,
Right.
1 about Paper Mario,
Right.
one,
Which is the one you read.
yeah, 1 about Five Nights at Freddy's,
Right.
and 1 about video blogging RPF, whatever that is. I
The
have
hell
no
is
idea.
that?